Putin to attack in 5 to 8 years. German defense minister says. Europe sounds the alarm amid growing concern that the Russian president's veiled threats against the military alliance could turn real. Hey guys, it's your Maniac back again, bringing you another video. Today we have an article by Politico. It speaks about how Putin could attack NATO in 5 to 8 years. So says the German defense minister. Now, is this realistic? In my opinion, definitely not. They can barely handle Ukraine. I think they'll win the Ukrainian front, but I don't think they could take anyone else on. I don't think it would be popular amongst the Russian people. Not that they'd have a choice, but I just don't think they can even logistically sustain it. They've lost a lot of men. Don't think so. Don't think they would get involved with attacking the entire NATO alliance and then think they can win. It just doesn't make sense. But we'll go through the article. Let's see what it says. An increasingly belligerent Russian President Vladimir Putin could attack the NATO military alliance in less than a decade, German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius warned. We hear threats from the Kremlin almost every day, so we have to take into account that Putin might even attack a NATO country one day. Well, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much... Yeah, he could attack. Is he likely to? Well, definitely not. Honestly, it kind of just sounds like people are fear-mongering. Sounds like a lot of these guys in the military are fear-mongering because they're trying to get a bigger budget. They probably want some new seats at their desk, new office chair, new laptops. Russia is a perfect example. Hey, there's a war going on. Give us more money, please. We might need to prepare. While a Russia attack is not likely for now, the minister added, our experts expect a period of 5 to 8 years in which this could be possible. Following the Kremlin's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, Russia has upped its aggressive rhetoric against some of its neighbors, including the Baltic countries and Poland, which are all members of NATO, and Moldova, prompting top European defense officials to warn of the risk of a major conflict. On Wednesday, the chair of NATO's Military Committee of National Chief, Admiral Rob Bauer, said the military alliance faced the most dangerous world in decades. Yeah, that's probably true. The Middle East isn't looking too good. Obviously, the war with Ukraine is pretty wild. And called for a war-fighting transformation in NATO. So they want to make NATO more militaristically powerful, I suppose. Earlier this month, Sweden's Commander-in-Chief, General Michael Biden, similarly called on Swedes to prepare themselves mentally for war. We covered that in a previous video. The same day, Sweden's Minister for Civil Defense, Carl-Oskar Bolin, also warned that war could come to Sweden. In his interview with Tagspiegel, the story said the Swedish warnings were understandable from a Scandinavian perspective, adding that Sweden faced an even more serious situation, given its proximity to Russia. It's also not yet a member of the NATO alliance, waiting for approval from Turkey and Hungary to join. So they're not a member of NATO. The NATO would generally want to use this to try and get more allies within the region. But honestly, they say that, Russia could attack Finland. It's like, I think even in terms of the Scandinavian perspective, if Finland got attacked, then their Scandinavian allies would respond. And even, I think even the West would actually respond in force as well. So I think Russia knows not to push that far. But we also have to learn to live with the danger again and prepare ourselves, militarily, socially, and in terms of civil defense. Pistorius warned. Poland, which is spending more than 4% of its GDP on defense this year, is also worried about Russia's unpredictability following the unexpected attack on Ukraine in 2022. Russia is defying logic. What happened in 2022 seemed impossible. It really wasn't impossible. I'm pretty sure Putin warned multiple times that he didn't like how Ukraine was becoming more Western friendly, and that he was going to do something about it, and that if they keep pushing, then he will push into the region, which he did. He did give warnings beforehand, to my knowledge. We must be ready for any scenario, Defense Minister, what a name, Vladislaw Kosiniak Kamiz said in a television interview earlier this week. Late last year, Germany revamped its military and strategic doctrine for the first time since 2011, aiming to turn the Bundeswehr into a war-capable military. They know. Okay, so they want to put boots on the ground. I guess they're talking about defense. But could you imagine they send Germans to go fight in Ukraine? Wouldn't be for that. Sorry, but Ukraine can get our weapons and other stuff like that. New helmets, but it's up to you to defend the territory. We're not going to help. I don't want Germany involved. And I don't think Germans want to be involved. Personnel want to be involved, even the guys in the military. So, war has returned to Europe. Germany and its allies once again have to deal with a military threat. The international order is under attack in Europe and around the globe. We are living in a turning point, said the first paragraph of the new doctrine. It's true, the power structures are changing. The US isn't as dominant as it once was, in the 90s, where it was finally the only true global, what the hell? Global superpower. Weird. But and China and Russia are gaining ground. They're gaining, this BRICS alliance where they're gaining more than 50%, where they can basically get a lot. They can get a lot from this alliance. In the 90s, the US was so powerful you couldn't go against them. Now you can. Lithuania's foreign minister, Gabrielis Landsbergis, an outspoken Putin critic who has been one of the loudest voices in support of Ukraine in the EU on Thursday, called on Europe to speed up preparations for more Russian aggression. There's a chance that Russia might not be contained in Ukraine, Landsbergis told French news wire AFP at the World Economic Forum in Davos. There is no scenario in this that if Ukraine doesn't win, that could end well for Europe, he warned. So yeah, what will we do about Russia? And more importantly, if Ukraine starts losing most of its men, or they need men, what are we going to do about Ukrainian refugees? Are we going to send them back to go fight in the trenches? Or are we going to send our own guys to go fight there? Totally not for sending Germans or anyone in the NATO alliance to go fight for Ukraine. But they can have our weapons. They can have money every now, like a little bit of money, I suppose. But to actually put boots on the ground and have potentially members of the Bundeswehr die in Ukraine, no, we can't have that happen. But anyway, if you like the video, give it a like, follow, subscribe, share the video, do all that good stuff. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.